sides down that way again, that is Jakima and Latigo. As you continue that way about half a mile, we drove over this big pink stretch of retardant. On the other side of that retardant, there was a big dozer line. Once we crossed that line, none of the homes on that side had burned. We spoke with a couple whose home is over there. We checked on it. The property is okay. They were evacuated at the Calaveras County Fairground. This is kind of how they described what it was like packing up some of their stuff before they evacuated last night.
Only packed enough food for the horses for like a day because I'm like, oh, we'll be back tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen. So I grabbed all the dog and cat food because we have the 3 dogs and 2 cats, and it's a thing. Just what do you take when when it's time to get out? Grab my dirty clothes because those are obviously the clothes I like.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to think about, especially when you're leaving and you don't know whether or not you are going to return to your home again. And we know some families in this area are experiencing that fate right now. There's nothing for them to come home to. We've actually watched a man come down Jakima and go down to his property to find that his home was gone a little bit earlier this afternoon. So a really tough sight for the families over here. Of course, we've been making our way up and down. We've seen fire crews, we've seen airdrops, we've seen dozers. They're throwing every resource at this fire to try and get it under control, to get it contained. Of course, as we keep making our way down, we'll be sure to come back with live updates. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, hard to see.
Is impacting air quality
Yes.
in some areas. You see all that smoke right there. Especially it's impacting the foothills.
Just quite a view from Live Copter 3, giving us an idea of just how big this fire is and how much smoke it's putting up. Meteorologist Dirk Verdorn has more on what we're seeing outside. Dirk?
Yeah, here's another perspective. We're looking at it from a satellite view, and you can see, and I know this morning especially, as the air is cooler, that smoke settles and it's more concentrated, and boy, it just looked like a big dark cloud off to the east this morning from the valley looking towards the Sierra. Right now it's lifted some, and you can see the smoke. It's just getting pushed off toward the east. It's kind of spreading out to the north, and we're going to see another band working its way more to the south through Tuolumne County. So the smoke's going to become more of an issue as this fire continues to produce that smoke. So again, fire Calaveras County. What are the conditions like? Yesterday, there wasn't much of any wind. Today, the winds have picked up a little bit more. We have west winds at 7 miles per hour, gusting up to 13 miles per hour. Humidity is still pretty low. It's at 20%, and the current temperature is 98 degrees. Yesterday at this time, we had temperatures over 100 degrees, and not quite as hot, but it is a little bit more windy this afternoon. So conditions, air quality. Again, we've been seeing that smoke in Calaveras County. We're seeing that, and then drifting to the north. So these are areas, this is air quality reports. This is data from what's called purple air, and these are individual sites where they're measuring the air quality. You can see Placerville, we have levels that are unhealthy for sensitive groups, but then you have these areas of red showing up in El Dorado County, Amador County, Calaveras County, where it's just unhealthy air quality at this time. And it's not the big particles that you really have to worry about. It's more just the tiny particles that you can't even see, that smoke that's in the air. That's what helps to block up the lungs and make it more difficult to breathe, and so that's what you have to be concerned about. So air quality is a concern. Futurecast showing the fire, the smoke associated with that fire is going to get pushed over the next several hours a little bit more to the south. So we have a branch going to the north, a branch going to the south, and we'll see that continue through tonight and into tomorrow morning. We could even see some of that smoke impacting areas as far north as Sierra Nevada and even Plumas County. So that's the conditions as far as the fire weather and also the smoke and air quality. Now, back over to you. All right.